Hi, this is Kathleen with My Happy Stamping Place. I am going to be showing you a gift card holder today. We're doing this in our November Stamp Club Hybrid Club this month, and so I'm going to demonstrate it for them and you as well if you'd like to join along. So let's get turned onto the table and we'll get started. All right. So this is what we're making, and it is a pop-up gift card holder. You just slide the belly band off, open it up, and in the middle there's a pop-up part that you can slip a gift card into. Whoopsie. You can if you, there we go. There's an open pocket here. This is a flimsy fake gift card, but I just wanted to give you the idea. So let's get started on this. So to make it, I'm using the Merriest Trees bundle from the Holiday Stampin' Up! Catalog. And it has a combination where you can stamp and then die cut out a bunch of the stamps. But there's also some standalone dies as well. So for this gift card, I used the greeting here that's shaped like a tree, and then I die cut it out. But I'm going to show you, and then I did do, you can stamp the tree stem and then die cut it out. For my hybrid, my virtual people, I can't send stamped images, so I'm just going to show you the version without the stamped part, and it's pretty simple. So I'm going to pull out the dies we need. So we're going to use, there's several different trees, and you can use these in combination or as standalone. The cool part is you can die cut part of the tree or the whole tree, depending on how you want to do it. You can do it with the small one. These are like a detailed one. There's just so many combinations you can do with this. So let's get back to what we're using. This one, and then I've got a solid star, and then a little more detailed outline part of the star, and then of course we need the tree trunk, so I'll use this for that. Or actually I think it's this size, yeah, this littler one. All right, so we'll get those pieces done first. So to die cut those, I'm going to pull in my little mini Stampin' Cut and emboss machine, so you can see it in camera pretty good. I think it's pretty easy to use. You've got the base plate, the plate 2, and then we're going to put our pieces down. This is going to be for the tree. I'm simply going to put the die cut over it and then put the second plate 2 on and just feed it through. Got my tape flags here flapping. Okay, so there's the tree. Set that aside. And then we're gonna do, I decided to do the tree trunk this time in the early espresso. I think I used a different color previously. Let's see here. We're gonna need some fresh curry to do the full star. I'll feed those through at the same time. So this one is the solid star, like I said. So I'll feed these two together. Put that up here. Just a couple little ones going through. And then the other die cut piece that I want for this, put these here, is that detailed part over the star, just to add a little more interest. That is this one. And the easiest way to attach something like this is to first add the adhesive back sheets to it to make basically a sticker out of it. So that's what I have here. I'm just going to cut a little piece that is about the same size as the piece I'm going to send through. So let's see, we're just going to cut it off here. I could glue this on, but that gets a little trickier to do when you're dealing with little tiny pieces like that. So this just makes it very easy. And for those of you that are in my hybrid club that I sent a packet to, I already did this part for you. I did the adhesive back sheets on the back of this piece of the star. So now I just need to find that corner. There we go. Attach that down to my crushed curry cardstock. Smooth that out. And we'll send it through again with that detailed star. Put my second plate on. Send it through. There we go. Now I can set that aside. And before I lose these, I want to put these back in the die sets. Have you ever done that where you've had one of your dies go missing? One tip I will have for you on that is get a really strong magnet, and where that piece you think has gone missing, put your magnet around, and hopefully you will find it that way. Because these are made of metal, it should attract it with the magnet. Okay, so those are the inside part of it. Now I just need to get that little detail star out. There. See, it's very fine. So that's going to be a lot easier to deal with the adhesive back sheet. All right, I'm going to bring my paper back in. All right, so let's put the tree together. Okay. So to put the rest of it together, I'm going to just take a little bit of my Tombow Mono Liquid Multi-Glue. I'll put just a little bit of glue on the end of the tree trunk. You could use a glue dot too if you prefer. And then I'm going to take the backing off of this, like that, and place it over my solid star. And you can adjust it a little bit. There you go. And that just made that star a whole lot more interesting than just one solid piece. And then I'm going to glue it on here. You could either use a glue dot. I'm just going to use a little dot of my glue. And that will go on top. So that built the tree. Okay, so that's going to be for the front part, the decorating part. Let's make the actual gift card holder. All right, so grab these pieces if you're in my virtual club and you're following along. So the designer paper I have that I'm using comes from the holiday catalog. It's on, let's see, page number 9, and it's called Merry, Bold, and Bright. At the bottom of the page here, I have the actual paper pack here I can show you. So it coordinates with the bundle here that's like the string lights. It's the Merry and Bright stamp set and dies. What I like to do though is take a different stamp set and dies and use paper that maybe wasn't necessarily intended with it and get a different look with it. But this has got just such fun and bright patterns to it. So I chose one of the string light patterns to decorate this. So first I want to show you the scoring on this. So this piece of cardstock is 4 by 11. So it's cut the long way of your cardstock. So cut it at 4. and then we're going to score it. And actually, I'm going to bring my scoreboard in here because I actually have it set up with the different score lines. So you're going to score it with your scoring tool at 1 1/4, 3 3/4, 6 1/4, and then 8 3/4. So there's your score lines. Okay, so now what you want to do is flip it over like this, and this is going to be, I'll show you here, this inside part of your card, but we want to do the pop-up part. So the pop-up part is going to be this third panel in and the next panel next to it. So these two are going to go together. So what we need to do is take it and adhere these two together. So we're going to flip it over, and remember, this is the part where the pop-up part is going to be, like this. So we don't want to put adhesive along here. We're going to flip it over, and we're going to put it along these 3 pieces. So to do that, I'm going to use tear and tape. It's just a strong adhesive and it's easier to work with. So I'm just going to grab my tear and tape that I just had. And now I can't find. Isn't that the way it goes? Well, in this case, I'll just take my Tombow Mono multi-liquid glue again. So again, flipping it over, this is the part where the pop-up part's going to be. So I don't want any adhesive along here. I want it along this edge, and this edge. Okay, and then we'll adhere them together. So you can use whatever strong adhesive you have. And I say strong because, let me just get that set a little bit, because you're going to be pulling the gift card in and out. So it's going to have a little bit more wear and tear on it than a typical adhesive might have just holding your card together. So I just want to give this a moment to set since I'm using my liquid glue. So I'm just pressing it on there. Okay. This is how it's going to fold up, like that. And this is the pop-up part. Now, it's nice to have like this notch out, so it gives you it's easier to grab your cardstock or your gift card out rather than if you didn't have that. You could use a punch, but in my experience, punching through 2 layers of thick cardstock like that can ruin your punch. So I prefer to use a die cut. So what I'm going to do is bring my little emboss machine back in, or emboss and die cut machine back in. And I'm going to take a circle from one of my die sets and make my notch. And this is the stylish shapes ones. I'm going to use a circle from there. And this is how we'll do it. We'll take, again, the base plate, plate 2. We're going to take this. Oh, that's not wide enough. I'm going to have to use my big machine for this. So I'm going to grab that. All right, so for this one, we're going to use base plate 1, and then the 2, and then plate 3. So I'm going to put this down with the circle, kind of about a half circle that I'm die cutting, and I just kind of eyeball it to meet in the middle. I'm going to want something, a Post-it something to keep it down so it doesn't move on me. So I'm just going to use this Post-it note that I have handy. And then I'll put my plate on top as well. And let's send it through. Okay, so now we can grab it. But there's one more thing we have to consider, right? There's a fold here. You can't put your gift card in there. So let me get rid of the circle here and show you how we do that. I'm going to take my paper cutter in here. I'm going to lay the fold down and just cut a top slice off of it. So now I have an open pocket here that I can slip my gift card into, right there, like that. All right. Now the rest of it goes together super easy. All we need to do is pull this in and put the designer pieces of paper down on top. All right. So these are pre-cut, but for those of you following along that don't have the kit, let me just turn this back around. So I want to border the flap, and the flap is 1 1/4 by 4. So that means this is 1 inch by 3 3/4. Okay, so that is going to get here down. I'm just going to use my liquid glue for this. And then I also want to look like I want to alternate the patterns. So I'm going to do my flap with these fun light strings. Let that press down. And then I'm going to do a piece on front, but I'm going to flip it over and do the other pattern here. And this measures, looks like 2 by 3 3/4. So that's going to go as I close the card right here, but I'm going to flip it over to get that pattern. And you can use whatever adhesive you have on hand. I just have the liquid glue handy, so that's what I'm using. And so that'll have a nice border on it. And then as I open the card up, I want to put a designer piece here, and then I want to put some basic white here so that if you wanted to write some kind of greeting, you could. And these pieces are the same as this front pattern piece, which again, let's see, is that the same? Yeah, this should be the same right here, which is 2 by 3 3/4. And this time I'm going to go with the fun light string pattern. So I'll get my glue on there. And these light strings don't seem to have a particular up and down because the lights go both ways, as you can see. So I'm going to shift it a little. There. Okay, and then here is where I'm going to put my basic white. Now this section is just slightly bigger. This section is 2 1/2 by 4. So that means I did my basic white piece 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. I'll try to remember to put the measurements in the description of this video so that if you wanted to recreate it, that you would have that, as well as the score lines. Okay, I got a little extra adhesive where I didn't want it, so I'm going to take my adhesive eraser and get rid of that. Okay, and then I also wanted to decorate the back because why not? And this piece is going to be also 2 by 3 3/4. Place that down. Shift it. This gives you a little bit of shift time, the liquid glue does, but it does grab fairly quickly. Okay, now the only thing really left is the belly band, and this is a piece, it is cut at 6 by 1. So You don't really score this because it's just easier to just fold it. So I'm going to fold it along here and along here. And you want it not so tight that because you want to be able to slide it on and off. You don't want it so tight that it makes it too hard to do that. So then I want where the two meet. Again, I would probably put tear and tape, or I also have some glue dots handy. So I'm going to use, you know, whatever you have handy that's strong. Or in this case, I have my Stampin' Seal Plus, which is a little bit stronger than just the regular Stampin' Seal. So I'm going to use that and put just a couple of pieces right next to each other. Put it down. Okay, and then if I put my tree right over it, you're not going to see that seam. And I'm just going to glue mine down. And again, use whatever adhesive you have on hand to attach that. And if you wanted to add some kind of greeting, you certainly could. With my original one, I used the stamp set that had the greeting shaped like the tree, so I didn't, but feel free to use what you want. I'm going to put them both together side by side so you can see them again. So this is the one just using the dies. This uses a combination of the stamp set and dies. There's the two gift card holders. Pull off the belly band, open it up, and there's your pop-up part where you can slide your gift card in and out. So I hope you enjoyed that. I know we always have gift cards that we give out, and it's a little more fun to give them out if I've done something creative. I feel like I've put a little more thought into it than just buying a gift card. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining me. Bye.